Now that we have the survey data, we can start looking at some of the plan view operations in 12D. Each view has its own series of icons up the top left. The first button, which we call the menu button, has a series of options relating to how models can be viewed. The most common one that we use on a day-to-day basis when we deal with triangulations is the models to back, where we can simply put a particular model to the back of the other data. The settings are used to do things such as set the plotting scale for when we send the data to a plot, setting up how the actual contours look in the triangulation, and how the point numbers, Z values and codes can look as well. A lot of the other features here are duplicated on the actual icons on the views. The plus button is designed to turn data on, the minus button is designed to turn it off. As we already have all the data turned on, if we click on the minus button, you'll see a list of models there that you can turn off. So you can either drag down all of the models and then click select, or you can hold the control key down and pick them individually, or you can just hold the control key down and just drag groups of models. The next icon is the view fit, so this will fit the data to the view. So if we move to the bottom left dam and we just roll the wheel away from you to zoom in, and then we click the view fit, it will fit all the data to the view. We have two ways of dynamically panning. We can either click on the view pan icon up the top and hold the left button down and pan. Pressing escape or right clicking the mouse will cancel out of that option. The other way to pan is to hold the control key down before you then hold the middle button down. So once you do that, you can now release the control button and you can use the middle button pan. Again, pressing right click will exit out of the option. The next option is to zoom a window. By clicking on the option, you can then drag a window around the area that you want to look at. If you left click again on the screen, it will zoom into that screen. Now the useful thing about that option there is if you are using multiple views, you can use one as an aerial view. To see the effect of this, if we select View, New, Plan, click back at the top of Plan View 1 and select Window, Tile Vertical, and we can turn all of the data on in Plan View 2 as well. Now let's see how we can use the zoom window. So if we click on the zoom window, if we drag a window around the left dam in Plan View 2, but at the bottom of the screen it says Select Destination View. So we're going to simply click in Plan View 1 and it'll zoom into the dam. Again, we can now zoom into the top right of the data. Again, click in Plan View 1 and it'll zoom in there. The next icon along the view shrink is the opposite really to a zoom window, in the sense that when you click it and you create a window, if you then click in the same view, it'll zoom out by that scale factor. The next option is the toggle button, which has the tick and the cross. By clicking on the toggle option, you can then toggle on things such as Z values. If you zoom into, say, a tree, you'll see that the Z value appears. Also, it's got NT in brackets after it, which means that it's non-tinnable. Going back to the toggle button, we can click on Z values again to turn them off. There are other options in the toggle button that we'll look at later, which generally relate to the triangulation. The next button is the refresh button. Refresh button can be done a number of ways, either by clicking on the refresh button, middle clicking up in the grey area there, or clicking on or holding the control key down and selecting R. That will also do a refresh. The last icon is the printer icon. Here we can do quick sheet plots, plot from plot frames, and do a drainage plan plot. We will be looking at the quick sheet plot and the plot frames at a later stage in this tutorial. We're now going to get ready to look at a different way of importing data. So before we do this, we're going to delete all the models. To do this, we select Models, Delete, Delete All Models. Now, we're not going to permanently delete the models, so if we don't tick Permanently Delete, the models will be moved to a trash bin that we can then restore later. So we click Delete. There is information here telling us how many models we're deleting. We click Yes. The models have disappeared, and if you have a look down the bottom right of the screen, there's a small trash bin icon, and if you double click on that icon, it will bring up the trash bin. In there you'll see the type of data that was deleted, the name, when it was deleted, who deleted it, and the time. To restore it, you can just simply tick next to the thing that's been deleted and click Restore. So we're not going to restore those, we just click Finish. If we want to now go and delete all the models, we can simply tick all of the boxes in the Select column, or to do it globally, we click on Select. We go left click, right click, Set to set the tick boxes. We then click Delete. Do you wish to delete? Yes. As we go through the tutorial, you'll see a Save Project Reminder panel pop up. This pops up every 15 minutes just to remind you to save the project, so always click Yes. We've also now finished with Plan View 2, so we can delete the view, click Yes, and just maximize Plan View 1. To exit 12D, you can select Project Exit, or to restart 12D, we click on Project Restart, then click Yes.